St. Ignace has an absolute massive trail system for hiking, for snowmobiling, and for what we're doing today. We're snowshoeing because we just got a ton of fresh powder. We've got 3 different spots in which we are going to go snowshoeing and hopefully get some photos along the way.
When Nick asked if I wanted to go hike, I knew at the end is going to be this picture. And it's something I've seen him post before. I think it's a really cool spot because it's a place I've never stopped. So I'm excited to see the spot in person.
The UP Visitor Center right over here. This is the first stop. Steve, have you ever hiked on the North Country Trail before?
No, I never have.
All of the North Country Trail is marked with the blue blazes. Doesn't matter if you're hiking through downtown St. Ignace. Doesn't matter if you're at Tequamanon. It's always marked with that. And the fun part is wherever you're standing, as you walk, you should be able to see the next blue blaze. That is kind of their trademark. Snow sitting on all of these evergreens is just incredible.
Walking through the woods like this with the trees hanging full of snow reminds me of being a little kid with my dad in the woods. It was this much snowfall, and I probably took it for granted at the time, but seeing all the trees full like this, it really is picturesque. And as far as trails are concerned, like, that's a nice trail to hike no matter what. So then you get this awesome view at the end of it.
It's so cool that you can see the shadow of the bridge on the ice.
Oh, I didn't even notice that, actually. That is really cool. Yeah, look at this photo I took.
Oh, nice.
I'm happy with that. So that was really cool, Nick. Rounding that corner, I saw the platform. As we walked up to it, I could see the bridge for the first time. That was kind of what, you know those moments that you have, like maybe like the first time looking down into the Grand Canyon, and it's kind of like a wow moment? Yeah. I actually got to have one of those looking at the bridge.
The rest area is right here, so we jumped on the trail right here. That got us up to the scenic view, and then we came down here and we went to the bridge view from the side. The Cheneaux Islands and all the way through here, basically starting in St. Ignace all the way up through Hessel and Cedarville. All of these little islands are leftover striations from when the glaciers were retreating. So they're just pulls and piles. And so everything that you see on the surface right here is also happening under the water. So like there's huge drop-offs and reefs and different spots that happen all the way through here. We're here, 0.2, and then that'll get us to 3. The Straits State Park, it was convenient to have snowshoes. This is like necessary to have them here.
This just feels like I'm in the woods.
We stopped in St. Ignace at the Mackinaw Pastie Co. and we picked up a couple of pasties, put them in our backpack, and we hiked them out here so that we'd have something to eat while we were out on the trail. Since we're hiking so many different spots today, I needed something that was going to be able to travel with us. And personally, more than just necessity, I think it's just fun.
It's good.
Inside of the Mackinaw Pastie Co, I was looking at some of the old photos that were there, and you can see some of the miners enjoying the pasty. And of course, each place that you go to has their own story about where their recipe came from. And Hunt's Mackinaw Pasty and Cookie Co. Our traditional beef pasty is an old family recipe from Cornwall, England. Pasties are made fresh daily in our kitchen with our custom cut of beef, potatoes, onions, and rutabaga, and then folded, like I had said, in a crust and baked to a golden brown. So they do have their own style compared to everybody else. That's flaky. That's like a croissant crust. Woo, yeah, I like that.
That's good bread.
Mm-hmm. We just parked, but this whole area is another part of the Little Traverse Conservancy. This is the William B. Derby Jr. Nature Preserve. That's the only time I'm going to say the entire name of it because I legitimately have to read it in order to remember the entire thing. But I'll try again. The Little Traverse Conservancy William B. Derby Jr. Nature Preserve, a property of the Little Traverse Conservancy.
If you had a conservancy named after you, what would you want to have happen, or what animals would you want to live inside your conservancy?
When I was here one time, just up the road, I actually saw an owl. If I could construct it to be a certain thing, I would want owls because they're so rare to see. And it would have to be connected to water, and it would have to have a trail on it so that I could go and look at those. So that's what I would want. This trail is going to complete our goal of hitting all 3 trails today while we're hiking. It looks like the choice is ours. I like the height of all these trees right here. I had to stop here where in the summer this is where the kayak launch is, because the last time I was out there, that is where I did pretty well fishing off of my paddleboard. And way off in the distance over there I can see a couple of ice shacks, and I was just wondering if it is actually an ice fishing place as much as I think about it as a place to fish in the summer. And then right over there, well, that's Cheneaux Distilling. That's where we're gonna go eat now.
This is my first time using actual snowshoes, and when I was a kid we had the like classic old school, I'm sure they're my grandpa's, and I remember the first time like finding them in my parents' basement, and I remember trying to lace them up for the first time and the old leather just snapped, but I still figured out a way to use them. They didn't work very good. These work awesome.